tea. The good morning light is here. It's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Faith and tea. Oh, God, good morning light is here. It's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Faith and tea. views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. And yes, we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. And if you all could just do me a favor and hit that like and share and actually tag somebody this morning and let them know that it is Wisdom Wednesday and we are on popping. Yes, I am so excited about another opportunity, another day that the Lord has allowed us to come before you. We don't take it lightly. So God bless you. Come on in. Come on in. Like I say, hit that like and share. Let me see what we got here. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Yes, yes. I've tagged some people. So I've done my evangelizing. Amen. Good morning, people. Good morning to our dean herself, none other than Mother Margaret Feaster. God bless you for joining us this morning. To Elder Cynthia Tryman, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I've tagged a whole bunch of other people, and I know they're coming in. Some of them names I don't see, but we're just excited. It is Wisdom Wednesday, and as always, we're waiting on Brother G to pop on, if possible. He's big time now, and he's actually running his own store. And so, therefore, sometime he might not be able to get on, but nevertheless, we know that God is still in control. Now, let's type that into the chat this morning. God is still in control. I thank him so much for just how I'm seeing his handiwork, not on a monthly or yearly, but on a daily day, Mother Feast. I'm watching God just do things daily, and for that we're so grateful. Listen, a couple of weeks ago, that old groundhog said that the weather was going to be bad, but I peeked out my window, and I tell you, yesterday was a good day, and they tell me all week long the weather is going to be good. So going back to what I'm saying, regardless of what man said, God still lets you know that no, I'm in control. Amen, somebody. So we're excited about what he's doing. The kids, our kids were out of school on last week. I think some are out this week, and they call it spring break. Well, it's not even spring break. Yeah, I don't know what they call it. Mother Feaster, when we was in school, we didn't get all these days off. We got the basic holidays off. We got a couple of days for Thanksgiving. We got Christmas break, and we got a spring break. And that was it. We waited for the end of the year to get out. And when I was living in Maryland, we was praying that we was praying that it snowed during the winter. If I could be honest, we was praying that it snowed during the winter. But then once it did, and all of a sudden they took the days back and we had to go to school that much longer in June. But nowadays they give them breaks for mental breaks and all that. And so the kids, I tell you, I just don't know. Every time you turn around, look like one of the kids. Yep, you saying yours is going back to school today. Yeah, but I guess it's all good. I guess it's all good. We can't complain. We thank God for what He's doing, and we're just like I say, counting our days down. We're already midway through another month, and that's why I tell people all the time. I say, listen, time waits on nobody. So we've got to make sure that we're doing our part, whatever our assignment is. Amen, somebody. It's obvious we don't all have the same assignment, and that's what's so remarkable about even when we talk about God, how in His wisdom, how when He put things together, He put it together with a purpose, with a plan, and so I'm just excited. I was talking to my sister. My sister and I, we talk, seem like where we talk probably every day. Um, and so and we talk about everything. She's much older than, well, I'm not gonna say much older. She's older than me. She's the one that kind of like raised me. She named me and all that stuff. But nevertheless, we was talking, and I was telling her how thankful I am that in this stage of my life that uh I understand my walk now. Did you hear what I just said? Mother Feaster, we didn't always know that. We would wake up in the morning and go about our business and everything. And yes, we would, say a prayer, whatever, as we went about our day. But I don't think a lot of us really realized how important we are in the kingdom. And so I'm saying that to say that the more you realize your importance. Yes, God can still continue without you. So I don't want nobody to get twisted that if I'm not there, it won't happen. And I'm quite sure we've all learned that just from jobs that we've had. When you take off, or even when they let you go, the business still stays in business. So don't get that part twisted, even when we're talking about God. But I'm saying that to say that when He wakes us up in the morning, He wakes us up with an agenda, with a purpose. And I think a lot of times what ends up happening is that we get so comfortable. Hello, somebody. We get so comfortable in our lifestyle. In other words, because now we are in a place where we don't really sweat bills. I mean, we still have them, but good morning, Charlie. God bless you, sir, for joining us. We still get our bills, but we're not trying to rob Paul to pay Peter. I know some of us can attest to that. I can remember earlier in my life earlier when I was first raising a family. Uh, uh, didn't really know how, how you look, Charlie, how you look at your parents pay bills, and you be saying to yourself, man, I could do that. Or look, when you ask for something, they say, well, not this time, we have to wait. And you say, well, if I was running this, you would have been able to get it. That's what we say in our mind until our opportunity come, and all of a sudden now we got to figure out how we gonna make ends meet. Hello, somebody. But I thank God that we're in a place now where we really don't have that worry. But once one thing I found out is once one thing gets cleaned up, something else pops in. That's just the way life is. And so I call it lifing. And so the more we're learning about life, and the more we understand how important it is to stay connected, as Mother Feast, as we always say, staying connected with God, staying connected with each other, because I'm convinced that we all need each other in some way or capacity. A lot of times we get to a place where we feel that we've made it, and we kind of like push others to the sides. But you got to remember the bridge that got you across the water. Hello, somebody, because it might be the same bridge that got to get you back. And so when we realize that, and we understand that we all have a purpose. We all have good morning, Lady Rita, and God bless you. I think you celebrated a birthday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Congratulations on look, as people be putting on there, going around the moon 360, or going around the sun 365 days. So to God be the glory. But we thank God, like I say, we thank God that even when we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing. Hello, somebody. I tell me and my sister get to talking sometime, and my pastor friend, Pastor Barnwell up there in Baltimore, Maryland, we would be talking, and he say, man, I'm so ashamed of some of the things that I did. Yes, the 17th. Yes, you had your birthday. To God be the glory. He say, I'm so ashamed. God knows some of the things that I did. And sometimes I look back over my life and I say, man, I listen. I know it wasn't nothing but the grace of God that got me through that. But here's the thing. God already knows our beginning as well as our end. And He allows us to operate in the middle. Did you hear what I just said? He allows us to operate in the middle. And our job now, as we are as we are seasoned, as I might say, and we're learning more and more just about ourselves, we realized that some of the things that he allowed us to do, really, it wasn't so much that he wanted us to have that freedom so that you appreciate him even more. Maybe I'll say it that way. He allowed us to go through some things so that, listen, we can be more effective. Our testimony. I was talking to my preacher friend last night, Pastor Randall Fisher, and y'all keep him in prayer. He just was released from the hospital on last evening. He was on his way home, and he called me, and I told him, I say, some things we have to go through so that our testimony will be true. Did I just say something? Charlie, did you hear what I just said? Some of the things that we go through, it ain't even really about us. It's about when God gets the glory out of it. Because a lot of times people will say, "Man, I don't know how you made it through that," or "I know I wouldn't be able to make it through that." Yes, you would. But the thing of it is, if God put it on you, but guess what? God said, "No, that's not going to be your test." A lot of us don't realize we couldn't have been a Job. Okay, let me pop him on in. Give me a second. Good morning. Good morning. Day is. Day is. All right. Good morning, brother G. How you doing this morning, sir?
Good morning. You remember what I said we was gonna talk about?
Now I'm old. I'm up in age now, brother. If I don't write it down, see you young. If I don't write it down, I don't know. But what's on your mind? I know you got something on your mind.
Nah, that was on my mind. If I can't talk about that, I gotta go because I
Okay,
don't got
all
time to
right. Well,
think.
we'll talk to you later. Next time, write it down. Peace out, my
Okay.
brother. Have a good day. See, that's how we do that. We don't panic. We don't freak out, Charlie. We just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I tell anybody at my age, if I don't tie a string around my finger or something or write it down, Lady Rita, hey, I ain't ashamed to say it, Mother Feaster. My mind ain't like it used to be, but I thank God for having a mind. Hello, somebody. So we just so good, just even with him, the Lord has really blessed, as far as even job wise and everything. And he's, like I say, running his own shop now. They watched him and promoted him, and I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of the Fantastic Four. I watched how God has just advanced them over the last couple of years, in spite of. Hello, somebody. And I think, oh, he popped back in. He must remember. Hold on. There you go. What you got? What you got?
I will say though, whenever you get your mouth straight and I got a new guy starting, I'll be off on every Wednesdays back again because that's the off days. So
Okay.
we don't even have to worry about
Okay,
trying to
cool.
see if I'm got busy or if I got,
Yeah.
if I'll be at
Look
home
at
so
God.
then we can lock it in like how we used to anyway.
Yeah, look, look,
Cause
look, look.
I don't want our Faith and T family to think that I be trying to. It's just now. It's like I got a new role, so it's like I be having stuff, and if I check my email, it's like I gotta do certain stuff, and I don't want to shortchange y'all and get
Right,
just
right,
come up
right.
here and basically just say some bull that I might have seen on Twitter or Instagram. When I really talk to y'all, me dad to let y'all know when I get off, I really be already having stuff thought about,
Yes, you do.
talked about, like not to say that I'm like stressing about, but I really be wanting to have a good dialect conversation, and I love the feedback that y'all throw out so I can keep going. So I don't want to shortchange y'all. So I don't want y'all to think it's just I checked my email, I had a couple stuff to do, and yeah, so it was like I just seen the time and I didn't want to shortchange what I
Yeah,
like doing, and I like doing this. So that's all. But just know,
we
very
appreciate
soon, if
that.
not by next week, I'll be off on Wednesday, so we won't have to deal with this anyway.
All right, great. All right. Well, listen, you have a blessed day, and we're gonna move on. I see Bishop on popped in. Bishop need to go ahead and hit that link and come on in so we can have a dialogue this morning. But you go ahead and do your thing. We appreciate you. And we look, G, we're gonna write down going in the future when we say we're gonna talk about something. We're
That's crazy because it
gonna
was just 2 days ago, and I'm not
yeah,
that old, so I
yeah,
felt like
yeah,
I didn't need to write it down. You
yeah, yeah,
told me to
yeah,
put it in
yeah.
the notes, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we literally just talked about it 2 days ago
exactly,
and had a good
exactly.
conversation in the
Yeah,
house.
but you know that's listen, because life is life,
Yeah,
and what ends up happening is and I found this to be true with myself. I just got to talk about myself. If I don't do certain things when it pops in my head, I can be and here we go. Without even being graphic, I can be taking a shower and say, make sure you do XYZ when you get out. And by the time I get out, either the phone on ring or something will
yeah,
happen. And the next thing you know, you've forgotten all
yeah,
about it. He say,
yeah,
I'm at work this morning, but I got you next week. Okay, all right. Bishop is at work. He know he can always just pop in on any given day. But yeah, but the thing of it is, G, thank God for a mind. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
We might have forgot that, but guess what? You was able to get up this morning and dress yourself and look
right,
and remember how to get to work.
right.
See, it's some things sometimes that we take for granted because
Oh yeah.
we just think that we're entitled to it. You know, but I'm here to tell you today
Oh,
that
I got something I could throw
okay,
out a little
go ahead,
nugget.
throw it
I got
out.
a little nugget.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so over the weekend, I don't know if you guys seen this, but it's a podcast called Club 520, and it's a basketball player named Jeff Teague, and he got the podcast with two of his old friends that they grew up with.
Hmm.
Well, 2 days out the week, he brings on an NFL player. It's an All Pro Pro Bowler player named Zaire Franklin.
Uh-huh.
Well, over the weekend, they got into it because basically Zaire Franklin, the football player, was at a Pacers game, an NBA game, and they showed him on the screen. I don't really know the full truth of what happened on the screen or whatnot, but I'm gonna just say what happened on the podcast. What
Okay.
happened on the podcast is Jeff Teague started to play around like they didn't know who he was, right?
Uh-huh.
And Zaire Smith was basically saying, don't play with my name. And
Hmm.
they kept going back and forth, and it got very, very heated to the point where they had to come back the next day and he had to apologize for it because it got very much heated. And the guy was basically saying, don't disrespect me, don't play with my name, this, that, and the third. I don't care about all that other stuff, but just don't play with my name.
Uh-huh.
And the overall message behind that is as people we don't have no empathy towards people, and we want people to empathize towards us. See, the
Mm-mm.
problem with empathy is people don't understand what the real definition of empathy is.
Uh-oh.
Empathy means empathy is I care about this, so that means you gonna care about it because you have empathy for me,
All
you
right.
empathize my situation. So if I care about them shoes over there, you're going to make sure those shoes are cared for. They're not going to get destroyed, this, that, and the third.
Hmm.
Why?
Hmm.
Just because you, not because you care about me. It's because you have empathy towards me. And
Okay.
we have lost that as people that we don't no longer have empathy towards the next individual. And I mean, you can use the words you don't care, but you no longer know how to empathize with the next person, because if you had empathy towards that guy, you would have never you would have when he said don't disrespect my name, it would have been all right, my bad, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not you got it like it's a joke. Not yeah, no, I forgot. You the best. You a Hall of Famer. So now you playing around with it.
Hmm.
So you're not showing empathy towards me because you playing around with it.
Hmm.
When all it could have been dead by all but as soon as I said, yo, you know what? We got a show to do. Don't play with my name. My bad, bro. You got it.
Right.
And it could have been
Right.
all and over with. But because people no longer have empathy towards the next person, for one, they don't even know when they're disrespecting a individual.
Hmm.
And two, you got the other side that don't even care, which
Right.
is like a dude like Jeff T.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I just thought that was, kind of mind-boggling how you could see somebody's visibly frustrated. You quote unquote say you have a relationship with that person,
Right. Right.
yet you're cool with antagonizing either the situation or them.
Well, that if I could just step in right fast, we've spoken about this many a times of how
Hold
and
on, let me
empathy has
unplug
to
this. I'm
deal.
still on.
Yeah, empathy has to deal with respect and all that feelings and all that. of how, as long as, check this out, and you can attest to this, as long as they thought you was one of the regular techs there, your conversation was totally different until they found out you was the manager. Did you hear what I just said? We might have lost him. It was just like the other day. He was telling me a story of one of the a client came in, or customer came in, and one of the things of it is when when you bring your own material, you can't use any additional coupons or anything like that. And so the gentleman apparently had been used to the previous management allowing him, when he come in, he was bringing his own oil, his own stuff, but then on top of that, he was getting a discount. And so, although G was not the one handling it, G heard what was going on, and he stepped in, being the manager. And the guy basically was going back and forth with him. And then he asked him, check this out, Charlie. He asked him, he said, "Well, let me speak to the manager." And G looked at him and said, "I am the manager." Going back to you, Bishop, don't play with my name. In other words, when I have, let me go out there. When I have the ability to control the situation, um, don't play with me, because here we go. Had he came off a different way, G had the ability to say, okay, well, this time I can do this, but going in the future. But because he thought he was entitled. So going back to that empathy, they didn't have the same feeling about the situation. You follow what I'm saying? And a lot of times what happens with us in life is that we empathize. If I can help somebody this morning, we empathize for others when they don't even reverse it back to us. I see you back on. And so, gee, I was telling them about the individual customer you had the other day that came in with his own parts.
No, that
And
was just
he,
yesterday. That wasn't
yeah,
even the other
okay,
day. That was
yesterday.
literally yesterday. That was literally less than 24 hours
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, and he felt that he was entitled.
Oh
And
yeah.
and here's the thing. The thing of it is, he was wrong. He was wrong from jump. But had he
Hmm.
came off the right way, you possibly would have said, okay, this time,
Maybe it's a high chance of possibility, just because we like to keep that relationship with
right,
customers, and we don't want to lose them to
yeah,
the next business. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, that is true also.
Yeah, yeah. So as Bishop said, put some respect on my name. When we learn to respect people in the manner that we want to be respected, and it amazes me, being in the customer service field, pretty much the majority of my adult life. There were times, here we go, there were times that I had to check somebody in a nice way. In other words, that philosophy, here we go, going back to what you just said about the customer. The customers do always feel that they're right, and they will
Yep.
come to you and basically read you their rights as far as, well, I'm right, and you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. But
Right.
I've learned over the years that sometimes you have to stand on right, and right is not always allowing somebody to do wrong, just to satisfy them. And and
Yeah.
and so a lot of times what have happened with people, they've been so used to being able to do that. I think we got somebody over there on Pennsylvania Avenue right now that has bullied people for so long that he literally thinks that he can do whatever he want, whenever he want, however he want. But I'm here to
Yep.
tell you right now that God is still in control, and we always have to be careful, G. We always, especially as Christians, we have to be careful how we treat people, and not allow, because even though there's scriptures in the Bible and people say, well, you're supposed to turn the other cheek and everything, keep it in content. Keep it in content. Bishop will be on here next week or the week after, and we'll talk about it. Keeping it in content that, no, you don't have to allow nobody to take advantage of you, misuse your name, talk about you, put you down, and all that, all because of you being a Christian. We've got rights, if I could say that. Hello, somebody. We've
Man.
got rights. And we have to
Yep.
exercise, and the key to it is exercising it in the right manner. So, yes, you're going to put some respect on my name, because the same way you want me to respect you is the same way that you have to come back and respect me. G, what else you got? I know our time is almost gone, uh, but if you got any final words, I'm gonna give them to you before we close out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like kind of what we were talking about the other night with Sissy. It's just about being humbly cocky, man. It's like I'm trust me, I'm humble, but at the same time, what I'm not going to do is, we talked about it, but for the longest, as I'll just say as minorities, because we're kind of like a majority minority podcast, um, but as minorities, and even some white people, but as minorities, a lot of times we feel like we have to put our accomplishments, our what we can bring to the table, to the back burner, because we just have to look a certain way. And what ends up happening is, you help me out with this because you said it, and we kind of rebutted at the same time. But what ends up happening is, when you do that, somebody else gets the credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
it starts to become a thing of, well, you're never actually ever receiving really the just due of what you actually
Yeah.
earn.
Yeah.
So I had to learn a middle ground of, no, I'm poking my chest out, but at the same time understanding, like, don't get the big head, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm around where I need to be at when it comes to that sense. But yeah, it's just more so of, like, understanding that I'm gonna be humbly cocky, moving
Yeah.
forward. I know what I
Yeah.
bring to the table.
Yeah.
I'm a smart young black man. I got a smart head on my shoulders. I'm a good man. I'm a good guy, and I'm gonna start speaking life into me. I'm not going. A lot of
That part.
times,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
people we want to focus on what we our deficiencies a lot, and that's all fine and dandy, but nah, man, I'm locked in on what I do bring to the table. I'm locked in on
That
the
part.
good things
Yeah.
that I do, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just stay there. I'm gonna stay there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not dwelling in what can I fix about myself, because anything that can be fixed will be fixed by the man
Mm-hmm.
above. But as of
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm a good person. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that needs to be fixed and addressed, it'll be addressed maybe at a later date. But as of right
Mm-hmm.
now, I know I'm a good person at heart. I know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, what I'm supposed to. When I'm at work, when I'm at home, when I'm not at home, I
Mm-hmm.
know that I know that God, people can see God through me, because I'm not gonna lie to you. This store, I'm not gonna say was a dead store, but the numbers weren't as well as you would like it to be. I mean, the first 2 weeks being here, I mean, we've been hitting numbers every day. I'm going over there holding signs. People see energy. People can feel energy and aura. So
Mm-hmm.
don't ever think that people don't feel your aura and energy when you walking
Mm-hmm.
around. And it's hard to be a man. It's hard to be a man of God. It's hard to be a woman of God. It's hard to be, a God fearing woman and man, if people can feel negative energy. People can feel
Mm-hmm.
negative aura when they
Mm-hmm.
walking by you. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
got.
Oh man, that's good. I like that. I like that. And the thing of it is, and we always encourage, I shouldn't have to step on your shoulders to get ahead.
Nah.
If and that's one of the things that I've always tried to instill in you all. Brag about yourself. I mean, in a humble way. You don't have to put somebody else down. Because the cream, as my friend Kevin Rollins would always say, the cream is always going to rise to the top. Listen, we got to get ready to go. G, you have a phenomenal rest of the day. Knock
Yes,
it out
sir.
the ballpark, and we'll talk to you later on. I'm going back to the full screen. I thank each and every one of you all for taking time out just to let us share a little what's on our mind. Remember to keep our baby over in Kenya Hope in prayer. Listen, I need you all on this Friday. If I could just get each one of you all to sow a seed of $20 on this coming Friday. We need to send some money over to Kenya to help with her medical bills. And I'm asking for my Faith and Tea family to help bail me out. I will be sending something along with whatever I'm going to match, if not exceed whatever's collected, so that we can help with her medical needs. I'm fortunate we don't a lot or fortunate we have some sort of insurance here, but when you go outside of the country, a lot of times we don't even realize how blessed we are. Amen, somebody. Listen, come back this coming Friday because we've got with us Lady April Brock, the sister of Pastor Sean Brock, and she's going to be talking about her business that she has in Maryland. Of course, this month has been focused on entrepreneurship, Black History Month, and we want to showcase some of our own folks. And so on this coming Friday, she will be our guest speaker. I appreciate each and every one of you all for taking some time out to stop by to Faith and Tea and just allowing us to express what God has put on our mind. Let's continue to keep each other in prayer because guess what? We need each other. You just might as well shake it. We need each other. And the sooner we learn that, the further we can get to. God bless you all. Have a phenomenal, did you hear what I just say? A phenomenal rest of the day. Let me get up out of here because I got some work to do. I've got to actually go to the doctor today. They tell me my blood pressure's been up a little high, so we got to go check it out and see what's going on with that so that we can get that those teeth removed. That's been pretty much controlling my life for the last couple of weeks. So God bless you. Have a smile upon you, and we'll see you back on this coming Friday.